Welcome to the GR8 Minds Podcast with me, Shameem, the host, and
myself, David Pugh.
And we've got a guest today from the youth service who will be introducing herself today. And we're going to talk about what's out there for the young people. And if it's okay, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Helen Johnson-Renshaw. I'm a youth worker for Bradford Youth Service and I work in the Keighley team.
Fantastic. So welcome to the podcast, Helen. Just a quick introduction to the service. Then, as children and young people social prescribers, then our role is to support and empower children and families across Airedale, Wharfedale and Craven, and give them the knowledge and the skills to help manage their own health and well-being to the best of their ability. And anybody between the ages of 5 and 18 with any unmet psychosocial needs can access the GR8 Minds team through either your school or your GP practice. Welcome to the podcast, Helen. Can you tell us a little bit about your role and about yourself and what your job involves?
Okay, well, I'm a youth worker. I've been a youth worker for 28 years now, and I've worked all over the district. My job is working with young people, doing group work, running sessions, working out on the streets, doing one-to-one work with young people across Keighley.
Fantastic.
What can I just want to ask? What would you say motivates you in your work that you do?
Well, primarily working with young people.
Mm-hmm.
I like the energy. I like the humour. I like being with young people and feeling that I can make some kind of difference. I like the fun. I like coming up with creative ideas of ways that can help young people get involved. I like my team as well. They're a great team. They're a lovely lot, and we're all so different, and that helps, to be honest.
I like what you said there, and I think that links in with one of the things that I was probably going to ask from a young person's perspective. Then, are all the youth work sessions the same? How do they look if they were to come along to a group or anything like that? Then what's on offer?
We are so different, such a diverse team. Let me tell you a bit about it. Okay, so we have got open youth sessions, and we cover sessions and youth clubs, as lots of people would know them, right from Haworth to Keighley to Oxenhope, right across to Ilkley. So it's quite a large area that we cover. So we do inside sessions, and we do a lot of street work where we go out and meet young people on the streets, and we have regular groups that we meet on the streets. And then we have group work, one-to-ones, we work in schools, so all over the place, really. The kind of things that we do in our sessions, we might do sports, games, healthy eating, cooking, just fun stuff mainly. But it's a way that young people can come in and spend some time with us and spend some time with each other. In terms of other stuff we do, we have quite a bit of specialist work. So we have an inclusion project for young people with additional needs, and we've got 2 of those, one in Ilkley and one in Keighley. We've got an LGBTQ group for young people that they can come along to, and we get involved in all sorts of things like prides and have all sorts of different events. We have volunteering opportunities for young people. We have a young ambassadors group, which is for young people that want to get more politicised and want a voice in terms of what's going on in their area. We have girls groups. We take referrals for young people, and I'll go into that a little bit more later, but we have referrals for young people who are struggling with their mental health, and also referrals for young people who are struggling with sexual exploitation. We have EU groups for young people that are coming from newly arrived from countries in the rest of Europe. We do transition work for young people that are going up to secondary school, and a lot of that's going on this summer. Finally, our Youth in Mind group, and that's a group for young people that are struggling with their mental health, and that's through a referral process, and that's a lovely group to take part in. And if you want to know more about that, I can tell you more about that.
Yeah, definitely. Certainly sounds like there's
Lots happening on
plenty
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
We also have holiday programs. So like this summer, we're doing park events, cycling trips. All our youth clubs are open and we're still out on the streets all summer. So that's the kind of stuff we do.
So if there was a young person who's listening to this and wants to take part in any of the activities or clubs, could they just come to the Parkwood Centre, or how would they
So what they need to do is contact the Parkwood Centre or contact the youth service on our website and get in touch with us, really. And we can tell you how to get involved. So some groups we don't advertise openly. So we don't advertise where our LGBT group is, for example. That's a safe space. So we'd probably have some kind of text conversation with the young person first to make sure it's safe for them to come. And I might go out and meet them, or they can just come along. Either way, really. In terms of our Youth in Mind group, that's a referral process.
Okay.
So we might have referrals from GPs, schools, the police, or any partnership really, or any professional. But you can also self-refer, or parents can refer. And again, you go through the youth service website to do that. So that we keep that quite safe, because some young people can feel quite vulnerable. So we need to make sure it's a really safe space for young people to come along to.
I was going to say that's worked really well for me in the past. I know that I've referred some young people to the Youth in Mind group. So yeah, I can say that that's certainly a positive referral process that I've seen. So that's really good. And then with the young people getting involved, then I know that you mentioned all the different things that are going on in various different groups, from cooking to healthy eating to sports, music, whatever it might be, or particular group. Then with that, if a young person came along, do they have to get involved in everything going, or could they pick and choose?
Not at all. It's entirely up to the young person. We work from where the young person's at. So if the young person just wants to get involved in our inclusion group because they've got additional needs, then brilliant, come along to that. If they want to then try something else, let's try something else. So it's about going at your pace. Or it might be that you don't want to come into a provision at all, that you just want to meet us one-to-one. And that, again, is through the Youth in Mind programme.
Perfect.
And if they were a bit nervous or shy, what would you say from a youth versus perspective?
So we've had young people who have been nervous to come to Youth in Mind. Often I'll go out, or one of our workers will go out, we'll do a home visit, we'll tell them what it's all about, we'll explain what it'll feel like to be there. And it might be that they'll come along just for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and it might be that they've got a parent or carer waiting for them just outside, or they might want them to come in as well. So it's whatever works for them to come in, really, and feel okay.
Brilliant. In terms of with the working with young people, I know that you mentioned a couple of different things there, from the LGBTQ plus community, ranging through to young people who might be struggling with mental health concerns. Then what would you say is probably one of or the biggest issue that you see with young people at the moment, do you think? Is the one that you can narrow it down to, or are there just too many?
It's really difficult. I think a lot of young people are feeling lonely and feeling a bit sad, or struggling with self-harm, or struggling with stuff that's going on at home, or struggling with finances at home. Inadvertently, they might be struggling with not having enough to eat and things like that. So there's so many different problems going on for people, really.
Hopefully, these are all things that we can support with. Do you have any tips and advice for any young people who would be struggling with any of those issues?
Talk to us, talk to whoever you feel safe talking to, and let's see what we can do, really.
Fantastic.
So can I just ask one question here? That what would the key message from the youth service be for the young people out there?
That you're not on your own.
You're not on your own.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
And this is a service for everybody. And we've got a really lovely team of youth workers. And there's someone for everyone who can be there for you to support you.
And is there any case studies or something that you can share with us to say from a journey from a young person from entering first day and where they've gone on to? Would you be able to share that with us?
I think in terms of a case study, I've struggled with this one, because what we've got is, what we see is a lot of young people that are probably struggling with friendships, or struggling with loneliness, or if they're not in school, struggling to get outside the house.
Yeah.
So for those young people, we're seeing a massive difference, because these are the young people that are coming and finding their tribe, if you like, finding young people that think, well, they're like me,
Yeah.
and I belong here, and it feels safe here. And we see lots and lots of young people coming on that journey where they're not leaving the house, and now they're coming regularly, and we're working with them about going back to school, or working with them about what's going on with their families and different things. So it's just about, and friendships, really. I think friendships is so important for young people. And yeah, that's what we're seeing, the real benefits, is young people making friends.
Yeah, and being able to go somewhere, like you say, a safe space where you can spend a bit of time with those friends, enjoy yourself, be yourself, be a young person, and just have fun doing that.
And have fun, absolutely.
Have fun,
yeah.
I was going to say, I know that in my past, I used to work as a youth worker, and I think as workers, then it was a fun job to have. But I'd hope that was probably the key thing for the young people, that the main thing they were getting out of it was to have fun. So if there's any young people listening, give it a go. Go along to one of the groups. Get in touch with us, and we can link you up with Helen and the team, and then just see how it goes, and hopefully you'll go somewhere where you can just have fun and be able to enjoy yourself.
It's about finding out what you're into, really. There's some young people love cycling. So, for example, this summer we've got a cycling project going on every Friday. Other young people like music, and we've done music projects. Or other young people like art. So it's whatever, finding that thing. And if you haven't got a thing, it doesn't matter. We'll work with that.
Yeah, and might be that we find that thing.
Exactly.
Trying something new and different. Then I know from my experience, then sometimes some of the things that you think, no, it's probably not for me, then it ends up being something that you enjoy doing, and it becomes your thing, or one of your things. Looking back, I'd have never seen myself doing that in the past. So I think from what you said, then there's a massive variety of things available for young people. So anyone who's listening, who's a little bit unsure and thinks that might be targeted at me, that might be something that I'm interested in, but I'm not really certain, then what we're all saying here is give it a go, get involved. And even if you're a bit unsure, one of the things I picked up on there that you mentioned is that you'll go out and
yes, we will
meet
definitely.
A young person one-to-one, or give them a text beforehand, just that reassurance, because often the hardest part is maybe getting through the door.
And sometimes it's just too hard to come on your own. So let's meet you and your friends and look at it that way as well.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I think the years of experience you've got, Helen, and the service that you provide young people, it's amazing to hear that you're actually offering this service to the young people out there. And yes, from our point of view, from Great Minds, if there's any young people out there who want to connect with the youth service, get in touch with us, and we can signpost you to Helen and the team. And it's a really good opportunity to explore yourself, explore what is out there, and learn something about yourself, and have that fun that you mentioned.
Totally.
Yeah. But thank you so much for coming today, Helen.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I know that you mentioned that summer's a really busy time at the youth service, so thank you for taking that time out to come and join us, and we'll let you get back to hopefully the fun activities of the summer.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Great Minds Podcast. If you have any questions that you would like us to answer on the show, please get in touch via our Instagram page at the Great Minds Podcast, and we'll do our best to answer your question the next time we record. If you would like to find out more about Great Minds and WACA, please visit our website www.greatminds.co.uk. Until next time, you've been listening to the Great Minds Podcast. Speak soon.